Hello, I'm Denise Galoni. Several years ago, I decided to start my own business. I had so many wonderful women help me along the way. I wanted to introduce you to some of those women. That was the inspiration for this show, Empowering Women. Today's guests are Maria Alshaus. She's a healthy lifestyle coach and the Chief Inspiration Officer at Maria S. Alshaus, LLC, and Vanessa Dodds, President of Connections for Success. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My guest today is Maria Alshaus. She's a healthy lifestyle coach and the Chief Inspiration Officer at Maria S. Alshaus, LLC. Hi, Maria.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited you're here too. We talked about you being here for a while.
Yes, we did.
But I thought now would be a good time because this episode will air in July and it's a great time for people to start thinking about getting healthy.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about you and your background and what you do?
Sure. So as you mentioned earlier, I'm a healthy lifestyle coach and I'm Chief Inspiration Officer of my company because it's what I do. I inspire others to take charge of their health. And so what does a healthy lifestyle coach do? Well, I'm really a encourager, I'm a partner, I'm an accountability partner. I really am there to help you through your struggles. If you make the decision to make a healthy lifestyle change, I'm your biggest cheerleader because, let's face it, sometimes, we want to give up, and having that extra support in place can be instrumental in your success.
Right, because it's hard.
It is very hard. It is very hard. There was many times that I wanted to give up, and without that support system in place, I'm not sure if I would have gotten through many of my bumps. So.
And when you say lifestyle, you don't just mean eating.
No. I don't. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's a really good question.
Because that's what we think about. We think of health coach, eating.
Yep, exactly. So a healthy lifestyle coach really, I guess if you think about a car and you get underneath the hood, it's more than just your activity and your nutrition. It's really getting under the surface of what's holding you back. Because as you know, many of us, including myself, have been yo-yoing and yo-yoing and yo-yoing and why do we keep doing that?
Right, we lose the weight, we put it back on, we lose it.
Exactly, because we have the mindset of it's all about the food. I gotta eat right and I gotta exercise, and it's so much more than just about that. So that's part of what I do is I help look under the hood a little bit more than just the nutrition and the activity.
So what type of services do you offer? So if someone would contact you, what type of things do you help them with?
Okay, great question. So I actually can help you with many things. Weight loss, individuals that just want to learn how to eat healthier, individuals that want to learn how to eat healthier and more consistently. I can help you with, getting more activity into your life, stress management. So it's more of a well-rounded approach.
Okay.
But primarily I do work with individuals with weight loss that have a desire for weight loss.
And we've known each other for a couple years.
Yes, we have.
And I was just amazed when I heard your story.
Because
there may be people watching and thinking, well, she's so teeny tiny.
I get that all the time.
How does she struggle? Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
I sure will. And
if you don't mind sharing it.
No, absolutely not. I would love to share it because if I can change one life, that's my mission.
Yes.
So, about 10 years ago, I was at Kennywood with my son and in line to get on his favorite ride, which was the racer. And if I get choked up, I apologize. And my son went to get into the ride, and Mom went to get into the ride, and Mom almost didn't get into the ride. So that was really my moment of truth. And when you think of Kennywood, you think of, fun and being time with family and
memories.
Memories, yeah, absolutely. And of course, Kennywood has many good treats, and instead of doing that the rest of the day, I sat on the bench with the grandparents and I did some reflecting. I was almost 260 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. I was high risk of heart disease, and I was only 43 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And I had my whole life ahead of me. I had my 13-year-old son. I wanted to see him grow up. I wanted to see him get married, if he chooses to do that someday.
Right.
I wanted to be with my grandchildren. I want to be active. I want quality of life. And that was my breaking point. That was my moment of truth. It hit me pretty hard that day. So that was the day that I made the fundamental choice to take charge of my health. So that's just a small part of it.
Right.
But that gives you a bigger picture
That's
of it.
amazing, because you lost a whole person.
Yeah, I did.
A whole person.
Yeah, I did.
I think sometimes when people are in those situations, you get to that point where you hit that, I don't want to say rock bottom, but this is it.
Yeah.
I need to make a change.
Yeah,
And that's what I hear from a lot of
absolutely.
people. And that was your moment. That was your aha moment.
That was my aha moment. Yep, absolutely. And I'm so grateful. I am so grateful.
Because it's changed your life.
It has, Denise, it has changed my life in ways that I never thought possible. I mean, what I'm doing now, I'm speaking in front of women, I'm speaking in front of educational groups. I'm just, you know, I never thought that I would be the one inspiring other people to take charge. So,
Maria, there may be some people watching, male and female.
yeah, absolutely.
They're just intimidated.
yeah.
They're afraid to make that phone call. They're afraid that they can't do it. What do you tell those people that may be watching that are afraid to take that first step?
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting. A lot of people think, you know, how am I going to get there?
Right.
The road seems so long, and, you know, I felt the same way. And the best thing that they can do is just start. You know, stop pressing the pause button, because life is always going to be there. Johnny's wedding's going to be there. Susie's graduation party's going to be there. Jimmy's birthday party's going to be there. Something is always going to be there. Just take one step and just start.
Right.
Absolutely. Yep.
So what's the process? If I would call you and contact you, what is the process?
So the process is, you know, first and foremost, I want to get to know you on a personal level. And then we go through a health assessment so that I can understand why the decision now, like what was your aha moment? I help them really dig to understand their why, because that's important. And then we get into some habits of sleep, hydration, stress, their eating habits, what their day typically looks like in terms of food and activity. And then that's how I figure out what the best road is for them in terms of a program.
I like how you talk about other things besides your diet. Because I've heard you say healthy doesn't mean skinny or thin. Because there's other factors that, and I think we look at things and we think, oh, to be healthy, you have to be skinny. Like the people you see in the magazines or the people you see on TV, and that's not true, is it?
No, it's not. Health is so much more than about being smaller. You know, it's about, you know, it's a transformational process. It starts from the inside, from the mindset. You know, we want to be what I call metabolically healthy as well, you know, with our cholesterol, our blood pressure, our sugar, you know, all of that takes place. And those things will come. You know, a healthy weight is important by all means, but it really has to start up here.
So that's not your goal at that.
You know, it's not my goal at that point is to get their head into the game and to know that they can do this. And shift the mindset of here I go again on another diet,
Right.
and making small changes over time and leading them to their ultimate outcome.
Because we get on that scale.
Yep.
And those numbers, those darn numbers, they don't move.
No, they don't.
Or they go the wrong way. You watch what you're doing and they go the wrong way. So it's more than just the numbers on the scale.
Yeah. And I love that you brought that up, because there are so many non-scale victories that my clients accomplish. Like I just had, I'm working with a client, I'll give you an example. A whole month went by and that darn scale wasn't moving. And that happens. Our bodies, you know, take a break for a while.
Right.
And I went through her and I said, what are your let's talk about your non-scale victories. Your knees don't hurt anymore. Your wedding rings are fitting better. You're in a new size. You have more energy, more confidence. So it's so much more than just about the scale. So I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because that scale,
I know,
gets you every time.
I know.
You think I must have lost 5 pounds. You get on there and you're down like a half an ounce.
Yeah, right. And sometimes the scale may not be moving, but the inches are coming down. So, and your clothes are fitting better.
Right.
So.
Do you recommend measuring yourself also?
I think it helps if the scale, absolutely, if the scale doesn't move.
Because like you said, it could be inches and things
Yep,
you're losing,
could be inches,
not pounds.
right? And so a lot of people don't have that special scale that I have in terms of, you know, your body fat, but I do highly encourage people to measure themselves, because when they have that scale that's not budging, you know, when they measure themselves, then they do feel comfortable. But, you know, I was a big advocate when I was on my journey. I just went by how my clothes felt and
Yeah.
how I was feeling.
Right.
You know.
That's true. Okay, we're in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
This is going to be in July. If people want to shed a few pounds here and there, because before you know it's going to be the holidays, are there certain foods that they should avoid, or certain things that they can eat to help them? Can you just give us some tips?
Yeah. So, you know, first and foremost, you know, the less processed, highly processed food you eat, the better you'll be.
Can you define what that is?
Sure. So processed foods are all the things that most people like the cookies, the pastas, the breads, the pizzas, and you know, we do still need to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, but just pick one thing to start with, you know. Start incorporating more whole foods into your diet, and most importantly, start to hydrate more. If you're the type of person that only drinks 1 or 2 glasses a day, start out with a small habit and add a glass of water a day.
It's so important. Water's so important.
Hydration is very important for many reasons.
What's next for Maria?
Oh, that's a open question. What's next for Maria? So Maria tries to live in the present moment, but really my goal this year, Denise, my ultimate goal is to change 50 lives this year. That's really what my next is. I really want to have the opportunity to impact lives. And, you know, I can do that all over the United States, not only just in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Well, yeah, you know, I talked earlier about the pause button, and I really encourage you to stop pressing it. And, you know, the other thing is, you know, we have the self-talk in our mind of, you know, I got to start this, I got to start eating better, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to walk more, I got to stop buying, I don't know, cookies. And, you know, the best gift that you can give to yourself is to build a strong support system. And whether it's a coach or whether it's a community support, because it's, you know, think about it when we get in the car and we go on the road alone. It's easy to get lost sometimes,
right?
You know, and we have that GPS to get us back on the road to the direction that we were originally started out. Same thing with having a support system or a coach. You know, they are your support system to get you your GPS, to get you to the ultimate outcome that you desire to have. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for being here
you're welcome.
and sharing your story.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
Maria's
you.
going to change 50 lives this year.
That's my goal.
That's
and
her
I
goal.
hope it's one of you.
And
So,
we'll have your information on the screen, so if someone needs to get a hold of you, they can.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Denise.
Thanks,
I had
Maria.
fun today, and I wish you all the best as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My guest is Vanessa Dodge. She's the president of Connections for Success. Hello, Vanessa.
Hi, Denise. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
This is going to be fun.
Yes.
What is Connections for Success?
So Connections for Success is an organizational development agency and a business consultant. We work with businesses to help them grow, help them increase their profits or impact. We streamline their efficiency and processes, as well as help their team be accountable.
That's a lot.
I know, right?
That's a lot. What's your background? Like, how did you get into this?
You know, it's been a long haul, let me tell you. So my background's actually in education. I'm a master's in education, but my entire career has been focused on working on strategy, helping programs and businesses grow. I worked with the city of Pittsburgh. I worked across nonprofits, in corporate, workforce development, and I really found that that's my passion. So I use my teaching kind of training and my just innate knowledge of how to be creative and find new ways of doing things to help companies.
What made you decide to go on your own, start your own business?
You know, I always wanted to help more people, have a larger impact. So it was my ability to use kind of proven methods as well as creative strategies. And I wanted to help more companies find their way, as well as see a greater growth in what they could do as well, or nonprofits have that impact.
How long have you been in business?
3 years.
3
Actually,
years.
this month. Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
I know.
I'm
Thank
5
you.
years this
There
month, so
you
June
go.
must have been the time to get everything set
Yes.
up. Oh, so what services do you offer for your clients?
So we have 3 main services. So we do our business services. We do business evaluation. We do organizational alignment. We do strategies. We do business plans, business model redesigns. And then also we have our training component. So that's leadership, management, time management, communication, all things to supplement the business services that we do and to really help their teams as well as their leaders and their managers utilize the tools and the systems and the processes and the plans that we give them. And then lastly is our workforce development kind of vertical, I say, of our services. So we go in and we create 1-week intensives for companies to integrate new employees, as well as to help their professionals advance into management and leadership roles. And then we have our skills training that we do. And we actually have a proprietary program, Skills to Careers, that I've developed.
Very nice.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Is there a common problem you see when you're working with companies? Do you work with smaller companies or larger companies?
So both, actually.
Okay.
So I work with small businesses as well as corporate entities and large nonprofits. And yes, there are a few things that I see. The most common thing is, accountability being one, business alignment. Too often people are working in their business rather than on their business. And then lastly, not having the right people and systems in place to reach their goals.
Okay. Can you give some suggestions on how to help some of those?
Yes, the main thing is...
Because some of those I may be suffering from myself.
We all do. I'm
Right.
guilty of it too. So trust me, as a business consultant, you still have those pain points.
Right.
So yes, actually, I really tell people evaluate your business. Realize what's working, what's not working, understand what needs to be tweaked, and realize it's a process. So things are not going to change immediately,
Right.
that it does take hard work, time, and dedication to running a business. I often say, invest in having the right people if you have a team, or if it's just yourself and you're a solo entrepreneur, realize what you can handle.
Right.
Don't overload your plate.
And sometimes things change.
Yes.
Businesses change. You think you're doing one thing, then you
Yes.
go off into a different way, and things do change.
So that's a great point, Denise. So yes, realize that business is always changing because of the needs of your clientele or the industry that you're even working in. So, you really have to be flexible and willing to understand maybe one direction you started on might have to pivot and go down another one, but always stay true to what you do well.
That's a great point.
Thank you.
Great point. How do you stay so positive being an entrepreneur?
Whew, that's hard.
It's hard being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
It's difficult, especially we're both solo entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and it's difficult sometimes because you don't have that support system of a team sometimes. How do you stay positive?
So I often reflect a lot, realize I've accomplished so much, and I truly believe in myself and in my team, and I understand I'm going to fail, but it's how I rebound that makes a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great point because
Yes.
we are going to fail.
You are.
Right.
All business owners, everyone, whether, like I said, you're working in a huge corporation or if it's like you and I, we are running our companies, a small business and stuff, you are going to fail.
And it's a learning.
It absolutely is.
It's learning. So not only are you a business owner, you're president of a Rotary Club.
Yes.
What is Rotary?
So Rotary is the largest service organization. We actually have over 1 million members and we're growing.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. And it's international. So it's a local, national, international. And we're all working together as leaders to impact change and have lasting change. And we focus on some primary things. We go in and we work on education, improving education. We work on ensuring that there is clean water and sanitation. We work with ensuring, economic development. We do financial literacy and literacy programs. We go in and we work with creating leaders of tomorrow.
And that's so important.
Yes.
So important. It's so funny because the Rotary people, I think some people don't realize it's still around.
Yes, I know.
It seemed like it was really big like in the 50s and 60s, but it's still thriving. It's still around.
Yeah, and women actually were integrated into Rotary, believe it or not, 1989. So we are fairly new, and to be a leader of a Rotary Club is wonderful.
And you and I are in the Rotary Club together.
We are. You are my vice president.
I am. And we have a unique Rotary Club.
We do.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about our Rotary Club?
So our Rotary Club, for those of you out there, what we do, it's all online. So we meet by video conference and conference call. We also, as Denise and I, we're building a platform here coming up this next year for training tools and things like that. So flexibility is essential for today with our busy schedules and our families and everything like that. And honestly, with the new generations coming into the workforce,
Right.
that's what they want to do and grow as leaders. So having that e-platform is key, and you're still able then to connect with your fellow leaders. And we still go into the communities and we do on the ground community service. We still do social activities.
Right.
And we do international projects as well.
And again, you have that flexibility.
Yes.
And that's going back to being a business owner.
Yes.
You have to have that flexibility.
You do. You do.
You have all these amazing things going on. How do you have time to fit it all in?
I often wonder that myself a lot of the times. You know, balance. And I am guilty of overscheduling myself, but realizing that I still have to have the Vanessa time as well, and my time with my family. And I'm
important.
a person that know yourself is key. So I'm a person, I know I have to have downtime. So realize that can be done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were just on an exciting journey. I know you can't talk a lot about it. Can you just give us like a little snippet of where you were?
Sure, I can talk about it. So I recently, I'm on the Leadership Council of the National Small Business Administration.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So we were in DC. We came together for our annual convention, and we met with the Small Business Administration down there, all of the small business committee members with our local government, and in addition to for Pennsylvania's senators, as well as Mike Doyle then too, with my local entity. So he is the one where geographically where my office as well as my home is. He's the one that services that area. So we talked on a lot of issues that are affecting small business and just really had a discussion on how they can help us. And there's a lot of bills currently out there. There's a lot of things moving that we were able to have honest discussions about how those things they're doing and they're voting on affect us as business owners.
That's so important.
Yes.
So important.
Yes.
What a great fit for you, too.
Oh, thank you.
What a great fit. So you have all these things going on. What's next?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
I know. That's why I asked it.
I know. So, you know, for Connections for Success, I definitely want to make that a national consulting agency as well as build a national team. For myself personally, slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down, appreciate the daily life, get back to doing some of the things that I miss, travel, be with my family, do my arts because I draw, I paint, and I haven't done that in a long time. So yeah, that's my goal of just slow down and appreciate life.
Yeah. People don't realize when you own your own business, you're never not working.
Right.
My brain's always going
Yes.
somewhere, thinking about something.
Yes, absolutely.
Any final thoughts you want to share?
You know, remember as a business owner, it is a process. Be willing to learn, be willing to evolve, be willing to fail, and understand that you're doing wonderful things.
That's perfect. What a great way to end this interview. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for being
Denise.
here. Thank you for watching today's episode of Empowering Women. I'd like to thank my guest, Maria Alshouse of Maria S. Alshouse, LLC. Maria was very inspirational when she told us her journey and shared some tips for you. And also Vanessa Dodds, President of Connections for Success. Vanessa also shared some key things to look for in your business and tips to help you improve your business and also your personal life. Thank you for watching and see you next time.